Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. We're back to work on Tucker's truck. I know we've been teasing you with a drive recently. Truck hasn't been driven under its own power, and we're guesstimating about 17 years. This week we're going to have some struggles. We know we need something else over here, because currently I think I only have one mounting point for the power steering. I really hope it's not mixing transmission fluid into the radiator. But we're also going to have some winds. We're going to drive... Woo! Got a little screech. We're going to drive this. No matter what it takes, we're going to drive this for the first time in 17 years. Stick around. Stick around, let's see how this goes. Okay, we're back on Tucker's truck, and what I want to do today is the minimum I have to do to drive it. We've been teasing you with it, you've been teasing us with it. I want to drive it. I want to get it out and go down the road. I don't care if it has lights or a bed or the steering column's jumping up and down. I want to get it out there and see if it'll go through the gears. So I think we need a fan, some belts, probably should secure the fan shroud. Yeah, we'll make sure the steering column isn't going to fall out, and then we'll see what we can do. Let's get going. Ooh, got it right direction on the first try. Okay, lay that up there. I don't know which one of these it's going to be for the power steering. I don't really remember how it adjusts. We'll figure it out. Gotta find the power steering adjustment. Those all hold the pump to the bracket. That's mounted solid. Is that not supposed to be mounted solid? Oh, let's go look at Wyatt's, because I don't remember. Junk everywhere. So that one's solid. That one's slotted. Is that part of the AC stuff? Looks like it. I wonder if I need that. Dang it. That don't make sense. Is that really how it works? I think it might be. Oh, there's another slotted bracket in there. Let's go back and look at that one again. I mean, there's a bolt hole there. There's also a bolt there. I don't know. Go look at the AC parts that came off this truck that I wasn't putting back on, because they know worky, which are now buried behind school bus conversion parts. What do we got here? Oh Lord. Oh, everything's falling. We may be driving it without power steering. I don't know. Maybe I can't figure it out. Definitely a different setup than Wyatt's. This is the trouble when you take them apart and put them back together a year later. Unless you just know the stuff inside and out, which I do not. Should be pretty simple to figure out how to adjust a power steering pump, right? Except for none of these look like they have any adjustment to them. I don't understand. Why is it not simpler? Is it supposed to be this one? And it has something from there to there? Honestly, where does the adjustment come on this thing? Is there only one bolt holding that? That can't be right. Okay, that's loose. Where's the other one? That to at least hold it somewhere close, but there should be another bolt somewhere, but I am just not seeing it. Clearly one is not good enough. Maybe I need to go look through the other tote full of brackets and stuff. Let's go look at that. That could maybe be something.
You think?
This could be something. Let's not worry about cleaning it up till we decide if we really need it. What is the little stuff that's going to trip you up and make your life miserable? We're going to come back to that. Let's put a fan on it. I know I have a fan that'll fit it. Putting that belt in there now is easier than fishing it around the span once it's on. Okay, those are all tight. Huh. Ideally that would come back more and cover that fan better. And also have a cover up here. May not even be the right shroud. We had miscellaneous pieces laying in the back of trucks, so it's hard to say. Yeah, that's definitely not the way that should be. I wish I knew what I was missing on this power steering pump. I don't know. Is it good enough for a test drive? Might be. A short one. Down a county road. That's not really held in at all. It probably should be a metal plate that goes across the top of here. Holds this radiator. I don't really know what to tie this to temporarily. I don't think our fan's going to hit it because it's not in it. Not going to cool real efficiently either. That's money. I mean, that might be good enough to be there forever. Yeah. Zip tie custom. Heck, that's more stable than some cars I've seen with bolts and such. I guess I should go look and see if there's still a wood block holding up the exhaust. We can't zip tie that because it'll melt the plastic. See what our transmission fluid level looks like. It's definitely got fluid in it, which is good because I know I put some in there. And we know it was engaging from the last video, so that's good. Yeah, we might need to add just a little more there. Get that belt kind of halfway tightish. That one's probably good enough. And make sure we got enough of the fluids in here, and I guess that's not doing any good anyway. Put a little more water in it. Yep, definitely put some more water in it. And then we'll put a little more trans fluid in it. I guess we should put some power steering fluid in. I don't think there's any of that. Yep. Just want to drive it. See if the transmission works. It's time for a funnel. Probably better go easy. I don't know what the total capacity of this system is. Oh, good thing I didn't drop that and make a mess everywhere. Yeah, probably good we're filling this up with water because we're getting some rust for sure. We will dump it out, put fresh in, it'll be beautiful. Whoa! Really might have to figure out that power steering bracket before I can get this to do what I need it to do because it's already loose. Ouch, and that exhaust is already hot.
You idiot!
Let's see what our transmission fluid level looks like. That's probably getting warm. Alright, so what do we really have to keep going on this pig? We know we need this lower bracket here. We know we need something else over here because currently I think I only have one mounting point for the power steering. And this is a different bracket than what's on Wyatt's. I need to look at Missy's, but it's going to be different than that one too because hers is all serpentine. So we need one of those. So I'm going to have to do some internet research and maybe go to the junkyard. Probably go to the junkyard. And then figure out what's next. We need another radiator support. Yeah. I hate when you get down to the end and there's a bunch of little stuff, but you can't figure out what all the little stuff is. Kind of frustrating to spend hours out here and not accomplish anything. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So I just went in the house and watched my first video on this truck. I think I was on the right track, but I was definitely going the wrong direction. Let me show you what I mean. This bracket that I thought went on the intake, probably gonna need a light. So excited. Dang it. That's my alarm that says I have to go get ready for work and go to my real job that actually pays my bills. That's the wrong phone. Okay, I'll get there when I get there. This is important stuff. All right, you ready? You ready? So I thought for sure this went like this. Now I think for sure it goes like that. Look at it! That's money!
Excellent.
And that gives us a little slotty slot to adjust with. Problem is, this is all greasy and grimy and dirty. So we're going to have to clean it up and get some black paint on it. And if I do that real quick before I get ready for work, then it'll be dry by the next time I can actually work on the truck. So let's see what we can do. Surely no one will notice if I'm a little late. I would say I'll skip eating, but that's not really an option for me. We just wire wheel this a little bit, see how good she cleans up. Remember, we're not trying to make it perfect. We're just trying to make it better. Oh, my bench is all dirty. What that was. I don't know what accent that was. Got a can of gloss black engine enamel with just a little bit in it. Lucky for me, that's all we need. All right, stop before you have runs. Good enough for government work. That's all we can do today. I actually have a real job I have to go to. We'll be back. Okay, so fast forward a little less than a week since we figured out the bracket was the right bracket. I was having it the wrong way. I was holding it the wrong way and got it cleaned up and painted. I also made a trip to the junkyard looking for some other little pieces, and let me tell you, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I'm real happy with what I got. We got the trim piece for around the headlights. Makes a huge difference in how it looks. I found the 1 year of truck that has the right alternator. So we got the right alternator for it with the right pulley, the right bracket, and the right fan shroud with the right mounts. So no more zip ties. I got the power steering bracket in. Yeah, it was kind of nice to get stuff off the right ear truck so everything just fit. And I apologize for the background noise. They're actually logging next door. There's nothing I can do about it. So now we're going to see if the power steering is full. I haven't started it yet since I got all this done. And if it's full, we're going to try to drive it. Let's see what happens. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I might need a shifter. Oh, I did some headlight adjusters too. Looks like I should turn the fan on maybe. I have some concerns about our radiator. I thought this might just be rusty water, but that's awfully pink. I really hope it's not mixing transmission fluid into the radiator. And also, we probably should get an overflow hose on it. And we went from not even close to full to way over full. So does that mean that the water from the radiator is now pushing back into the transmission? Probably. Great. Wonderful. Super. Awesome. It's okay. I needed one more thing to go wrong with this.
He's losing it. He's gonna crack.
I guess we're not driving today. Or do we take it down the driveway and see what it does just for giggles? What's going to happen with the water in the transmission? I don't know. Is it going to hurt it for that short of a drive? Is it any good to begin with? We don't know. Well, I'm thankful I didn't put antifreeze in it because that's all trash now. The 2.5 gallons of transmission fluid, that's probably all trash now. Do I have another radiator? I don't know. Do I have another radiator? No. The answer is no, I don't. Do we just add an external transmission cooler and go without the radiator? Is that enough? I don't know. Does this suck? A lot. Yes, it sucks. 1 step forward and 3 steps back every single time.
Come on. Stop whining.
I'm going to go Google and see if I can find out how bad this is if I drive it a couple miles just to see what it does. I don't know why I was even entertaining the idea of driving that with water and trans fluid. I know better. By the time I walked up to the house, my good sense got the better of me. And we called Tucker, talked about it, discussed it, and went and got a radiator. It's so good they don't even put their name on the box. So hopefully it's good enough. So let's get cracking. We gotta pull this radiator out and replace it. I want to drain the trans fluid. I'm not real sure how I'm going to get all of it out. I'd really like to, but I know that that's next to impossible without a special machine. So yeah, we're just going to pull the radiator and then drain the trans and see how much fluid we can get that way and what the fluid looks like after that. Hopefully it won't look terrible and we'll be able to rock and roll and drive this truck for the first time in 17 years. Here we go. All right, radiator. Right. I have dropped almost every single thing that I've had in my hand today at least once. I wish that was an exaggeration. bucket? Probably not. We're gonna make a mess? Almost certainly. You wanna see? Sure, everybody likes a good failure. Alright, we'll try and keep you right there. Probably should. I don't think it's pressurized, but it's not really getting some of it. Not really. Let's see if we can get. Yeah, that's about how I expected that to go. Woo! Plastic and aluminum. Let me go to compare here. Everything looks pretty good, except transmission cooler fittings. Those might be just a tick bigger. Like if a tick was like 7 inches. Like if a tick was the size of my thumb, that much bigger. Crap. Otherwise, I think this is good. I guess that means I've got to get some sort of adapter. Awesome.
Alas, it's not that simple.
And this is a thicker radiator too, which means my new mounts won't work. That were the right ones for the truck. So much for having the right part in stock. Okay, it's the next day. Made 2 more trips to town. I got transmission fluid everywhere. About 20 pounds of cat litter on the floor. Drain the transmission, change the filter. Hopefully have the correct radiator now. In this box, I have 8 quarts of transmission fluid here. I have 16 quarts of transmission fluid here. Did a little Googling. I think I got a good idea how to flush any remaining out of the transmission. And yeah, I guess we're going to get going again and see what the next problem is going to be. And we got a mess. Be nice if I could just drive it up to the house and wash it out, wouldn't it? Alright, so the plan is we're going to put the radiator back in, put water back in it, and hook one cooler line back up, put a hose on the other one and point it down, pour fluid into the dipstick tube. We're going to let the transmission circulate the new fluid through and dump the old contaminated fluid out that bottom cooler line until we get nice paint clean fluid that looks like it should. So I guess there ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? Let's give her a shot. Let's see if this radiator's gonna fit. Alright, now I should be able to pour water back in it so that we keep the engine cool. Rig up my dump line. So we've got hose clamp on my transmission cooler line, the other one's still in the radiator, to an elbowed hose that goes down below. And here it comes out in just the right place to hit a drain pan, in theory. Let's see. Making bubbles. We're on gallon number 3 of fluid in a transmission that might not be worth putting 2 quarts in. Guess I connected my hose to the wrong line. What a freaking mess. The problem is now I have bad transmission fluid all the way through the radiator. I think I have another solution. This is the first cooler line that I've kinked. We're going to connect that because now I've got contaminated fluid all through the radiator. So I want to push that out too. This is not ideal, but it's what we're working with. So I'm going to run this into that other fitting on the radiator and feed it down there, I guess. I don't know what else to do other than, go back in time and not mess it up in the first place. Okay. So now we have a hard line from the output on the radiator right there, and it's going to loop around and come down to our pan, which probably doesn't need all this elevation anymore. Back here, and hopefully you won't get transmission fluid in your face. Still awful light in color, ain't it? I don't know. Might be improving. This is a lot redder than that. I think it's hot. No, it's not hot yet. Actually, that's much better. That's what we're supposed to be looking for, is the pretty red transmission fluid coming back out. I'd say that's much better. That's 4 gallons of fluid that I've poured in it. So it should be pushing it through. We may be saving this transmission, or we may be flushing $100 down the drain. Unfortunately, I know if I leave that contaminated fluid in there, it'll ruin it. But also, we still don't know if this transmission's any good to begin with. I know it engages drive, I know it engages reverse. That's as much as I know. Well, we're in operating range again. Trouble is, if I run that to make sure my fluid's a good color, then I'll be below operating range. However, look at the change in color as that's coming out. I mean, those look pretty darn close, don't they? I don't know. Do we just run another gallon through it for good measure? I kind of feel like that's what I should do. Alright. Going to get more trans fluid. Looks like we're going to have to make another trip to town. So, luckily I got the truck tuned up, so we should be back to 10 miles a gallon instead of like 7. So, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, we made it to town and back, even stopped to eat something, and we've got transmission fluid now, so let's see what happens next. Well, that seems like an unnecessary mess.
Yes, it is.
Fluid's Pretty red now, though. I don't know why we're splattering it all over the floor. The fun just continues. Transmission fluid everywhere. Don't pay attention to that sound. It's just the sound of me making more mess. Don't worry about that. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. One side of the windshield's good enough. There's only one of me. Now let's see if it'll drive down the road. We got 3 lug nuts per wheel. That should be plenty. I don't know if I can do all this with one hand. My shifter is gone. I'll show you my shifting situation right there. So I got this custom shifter I made. There we go. All right, let's see what happens. Fire, so we're spinning a little. Door is out of the window. Oh, that's perfect now. First time in 17 years it's moved like this. Well, we're rolling down the driveway. Full throttle because I forgot to bend that pedal rod a little bit, but I don't intend to give it full throttle on this first drive anyway. Well, maybe. That's not good. It just died. Why did it die? Might just be all the paint burning off of stuff. We probably ought to look. Yeah, it's probably just spillage. I don't see anything ugly. Sure didn't smoke like that before. Probably just needs to get everything lubed up again. Give her an oil change. My sister's texting me. Something about driving a truck illegally. Something to do with the spine column. Just wants to spin with no bed on it. It's pretty awful. You can't even back up in the dirt. Sorry. My intention was not to leave holes. Come back down later and fill those in. Gas gauge shows empty. Probably ought to get that remedied. I don't know about you, but as for me and Tucker, we're pretty excited that that thing's finally out of my shop. Only for a few minutes, but it did it under its own power, and that's why I'm going to have one to celebrate. I am so excited. Just getting that thing to motivate itself is such a big step. So now all that's left is to finish all the little stuff and clean up the disaster that it left behind for today. Yeah. It's not that bad. I've made bigger messes. Yeah. All right, but for tonight, I think we're going to call that one a win. And we'll be back again next week, week after. I don't know. Things are going to get a little spotty here for a while. I've got some important stuff going on, graduations and such. So I'll be back with you as soon as I can with more cool stuff. Old trucks, old cars, I don't know, donkeys. It's hard to say what's coming next. But if you like what we're doing, click like, subscribe, shoot me a comment, make suggestions how we can do things better. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just do it. Do it. Okay. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it.